Welcome to the Figure Zone. Today we've got a 1/6 scale third-party figure review. Now this is a third-party company making this figure. They don't own the rights to produce it, so if you're cool with that, cool. Not cool with that, cool. And here is the AC Play 1/6 scale Succuba figure. This is Witch from the Goblin Slayer series. And the box looks pretty cool. It's got the two magnetic flaps on the sides, and that's a picture of the actual figure, which is pretty freaking cool. What I like about this box is on the back, it actually shows you everything inside the box. That's pretty cool. So that's pretty sweet. I like when boxes do that stuff. You can see exactly what you got going on there, just in case you're missing anything. And you got to use your choking hazards. Don't feed this to children because it's not food. Now when you open up the box, definitely check out the little instruction thing there. This is for the seamless body. This is a TBLeague S10D seamless female body. And this pretty much shows you what you can and cannot do with these things. These are steel skeletons with medical grade silicone on top of them. Definitely read it so you don't break your figure, because a broken figure is a bad thing. And when you open up the rest, you get the figure up top with some accessory, and when you open it up, you got some awesome stuff on the bottom. Let's check that stuff out really quick, shall we? Now what's cool is you get a base with this figure. I like when the figures come with a base, or else you have to go buy those plain black ones. It's a little bit big, but I'm cool with that. And I do like the waist grabbers a little bit better. The crotch grabbers are cool, but if your figures are using stands and they're up on a high shelf, those crotch grabbers scare me. This one's a little bit more secure at the waist, and it's pretty tight, pops right back out. Be careful putting it back in, you don't split the holder. I did that before, it's not fun. You get some plasticky high heel shoes you gotta stick on there. I'd advise heating these things up before putting them on because they're not easy. I can't tell if there's an R and an L in there. I think I got them right. I think there's a small mark, but it's really hard to frickin' tell. Heat them up, you will thank me. You get her die-cast staff. Very detailed, and it's got like a little pearl thing at the end of it. Very cool. Die-cast is usually pretty heavy, but these figures seem to take the weight. And you also get her signature pipe, that it's also made of die-cast. And it's pretty frackin' detailed. Hands are some basic seamless body hands. Nothing special, no nails painted or anything. They're malleable, which is really nice, so yeah, they're cool. And you get her hat. And pretty much it's got like a little metalish piece around the front there that comes off. The design looks really nice on this, and it can flop over a little bit, which is pretty cool. I'm totally digging on it. The inside is just plain material. It piece falls off, so don't worry about that. Just pop the little metal design piece right back on, and you're good to go. She also comes with these two bracelets. I didn't think they were in the package. I thought maybe they got lost. So at the end of the review, I found them. They're inside the bag with the hat. You couldn't even see them because the bag is so crumply. So they're in there. Just look and you'll find them. Here's a couple photos of Witch from the series, and she definitely looks awesome. They did a great job with this. The costume, the detail, the hair, everything looks pretty frackin' sweet. If you're enjoying this video and digging on this figure and want to see more of them, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. It helps out my channel big time. Every time someone hits the like button or leaves a comment, an algorithm is created in a matrix. YouTube sees this, and this video gets shared with more and more people, so more people get to see these cool frackin' figures. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on these cool reviews, previews, and news videos that I do. You don't want to miss them. Here's a quick photo of her, what she's going to be looking like, and they pretty much nailed it on this. This is very nice. Very, very cool looking. Head sculpt is very similar to the Sword Maiden. I'm not sure if it's even the same head sculpt or not, but it's very, very similar. I like the purplish hair. I have like a little blemish on mine. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be there or it's just, you know, a little piece. I don't really mind it too much. It's not really a big deal. You can see where the head joins in the hair piece there, but the purple looks really cool. I love the rooted hair. If it gets a little bit crazy, take a little bowl of water, dip your fingers in it, and kind of run it through the hair. It'll make it a little bit more easier to mess with. This piece up here in the shoulder is pretty much up there very well. It stays on really nice. The material is a nice material, very flexible. You got some movement here on the belt and stuff in case you want to move the figure around. The skirt piece looks really nice. You've got the underpants, and the stockings go all the way up to the legs. So the stockings aren't attached to anything. They just pretty much roll right up. And you can pretty much replace those if you ever tear them for any reason. Sometimes those things just get torn, and that's a bummer. You got to try to track them down. So very cool, the outfit. And again, there's the hair. It's a little crazy when you're playing around with these figures and posing the figures and trying to review the figures. It gets stuck everywhere. Then eventually you see little pieces out everywhere, and you got to just mess around with it. Now again, heat those high heels up a little bit to pop them on, and be very careful too. The stockings run all the way down to the feet, and if you put those on and off so many times, you may rip the stockings from the toes kind of pushing through. But they're kind of a pain. They fall off a lot, and she's kind of funky to stand by herself with those. I'd advise using like a stand. Now, just as a quick check, some of these seamless bodies have particular parts painted and sculpted. This one is sculpted, but no paint going on. There's tutorials out there how to paint these things if you actually want to, using like a cotton swab kind of deal and just a little bit of like light paint. So if you want to do that, cool. This figure is really fracking awesome. I'm totally digging on it. It looks amazing. If you're a fan of the series, this is the way to go with these figures. The seamless bodies just make these female figures look more realistic and just amazing. I love the hair, the paint on the face, everything looks really good. The costume is really nice, and again, you can pose the crap out of these things. Don't leave them in positions too long. Sometimes they may crack. If you live in a humid area, sometimes you got to put some kind of protection stuff on the body to keep it from cracking. But great figure, totally digging on it. The accessories are die cast, but her joints are pretty tight. When you put that hand in, it's pretty tight, and it's not like wobbling around in there, which is pretty awesome. Some 1/6 scale figures, when you put the die cast piece in the hand, the wrist peg sometimes isn't strong enough and kind of flops down. So these figures are slightly more stronger, I think, than the basic 6 scale figures. And you can pose the crap out of them again. Very cool. And here she is with the Saint of the Sword, AC Plays Sword Maiden figure. And this figure is pretty awesome too. That is a die-cast sword and scales staff thing she's got going on there. That's pretty freaking heavy. And again, she's holding that thing up like a champ. Figure looks amazing. All these figures are great so far. I've got the other two coming in. They're shipped right now. Check for the reviews very soon. If you want to see the review on the AC Play 1/6 scale Sword Maiden, click the link above. Very cool figure. Now, if you're a fan of these figures, there's so far 4 announced. They made like a 5th bonus figure. We have Priestess coming any second. She's shipping right now. And there's also the second version, Vestal version, I think it's called. They made like a second version of her, which is pretty cool. That's shipping. And also the Elf Archer. So if you're digging on these things, scoop them up because they're very cool. And let's hope they make some more. Thanks so much for watching. Until the next video.